So we'll start with just take some inhales up with our heels up. Good to see everyone. Take it up, inhale. Woo, waking up our calves, waking up our arms, waking up our shoulders. 2 and 1. We're going to open up a little bit from here, and we're still going to go into a big movement. Now we're adding some hips and knees. You're just still taking a big breath of air. 3, good. So you should feel your glutes. So we're going down lower if your hips will allow. 1 more. Good, and then we're going to do a wide second position squat. So still waking up the hips. 2, 3, increase in the range of motion if you were tight on the first couple. 2, 1 more. 1. All right, now we're going to stay here and take 10 of these with our heels heavy. Keep going. 3, and it's like we're pulling down a lap bar. 4 and 5. Good, and 6, 7. So see if you can feel both legs even. Now we're going to take a chair squat, which is both feet more in a neutral position. So your hips, your feet should feel like they're comfortably aligned, that the bone femur is fitting in the acetabulum. The arms go forward to counteract the fact that the hips are going so far back. And you're figuring out how low you need to go. 6, and you're trying to feel both legs even. 7, 8, good. 9, and then 10. Now we're going to take a tool if you need one and do single calf raises. So we're going to take one set of 10 calf raises, one leg. 4, 5, good. Each toe gets equal weight. 6, 7, 8, 9, and then single calf raises on the other. Each leg, it's going to get its own attention today. 3, 4, and you're real tall. Good posture. I like it. 5, 6, 7, 8. A little bit of ab tone to keep our low back from swaying. All right, now we're going to take a squat where you figure out what level you want. You pick up an ankle, put it on that thigh, and let's hold for 10. 2, good. 3, good. 4, yep, touch the wall. 5, the leg will still go to work out. 6, 7, me too. 8, 9. Now we're going to push back up and hit 10 on this side. Take a breath. Sitting down, switch the leg weight. It's almost like you're opening a book here. That hip's getting a little stretch. 1, 2, good. 3, 4. We got to Velcro that ankle to your thigh. 5. It's determined to slip off, I see. 6, 7, there you go. 8, that's it. 9, 10. Maybe that image of Velcro helped because it stuck after that. Okay, now we're doing single leg squats. So I like to hold on to something. You don't have to. Lift up a foot. Now some people like to put a prop underneath their shin so they go to that level. I'm going to try to go all the way to the floor, so I'm not going to use a prop, but I did want to show. Another trick is just kind of letting your toes hit the floor before your knee gets there. But just find out what your range is and do 10 on one leg. Even if it's an inch, it's better than nothing because you're doing single leg balance and strength. And quad strength is related to longevity or health span, how long you're healthy as we go through time. You will tilt forward in these, so you don't want to stop that. All right, now we're doing 10 on each leg. So I'm just holding on to something. If you would like a prop, it could be that you put a foam roller or a yoga block. Ooh. And one thing I notice is my body will try to twist, but we want to stay neutral. So square hips to the front, square shoulders. And is one leg harder? So my left leg, when we first started doing these, boy, I could tell a difference in the lower range of motion. So if you feel that, don't worry, we're working on it and it'll get better. And do you feel your heart rate? Nice. So your shin goes back, your torso goes forward. Woo! Woo! And then take a breath. Nice. Now we're going to change this up a little. So just lift up your heels. This is a bonus. Lift up your heels and then see if that's a good angle for you to do second position squats. If not, adjust your feet. Good. Your heels are up. 5, 6. Nice, you feel your inner thighs, and 7, outer hips, quads, 8, glutes, 9, and then 10. Now stay down, and this is almost like you're on a fit ball. Just take a little bounce, like, yes, 10 of those like you're on a fit ball. 6, 7, 8, and then come back up. Really good. Now this is right leg forward, left foot back. I want you to notice how I'm in railroad tracks. I'm not tight roping it. Now go down and then straighten. Now the first two, you can tell I'm doing slower because I want you to feel like, am I on the right length apart? And then lift your torso a little so your back is more up against a wall. Good. So your back's up against the wall. 6. Good. And we'll add a little lateral raise. 7, 8. Good. 9. And then 10. Now, when you're ready, we're going to try to put the back leg in a knee flexion up, hip flexion up. Hold. 10, 2, 3. Good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Lower that foot. Now your right foot's going to go back. Railroad track. Yeah, good landing. Good. And then you may have to adjust a little, but we're taking 10. The first two I'll do slowly. That way you can make sure, am I in a good place? And then we're adding arms. 8. Good. 7. Nice. 6. And 5. Good. 4. Maybe you'll use the floor as a touch. 3. Maybe you'll pretend there's a yoga block. 2. Or you can just self-regulate. 1. Now on the last one we added on, inhale and exhale. Hold. 10. It's a balance. 2. It's a hip flexor strengthener. 3. You don't want to lean back. 4. You want to stay tall. 5, 6, 7, 8. Lengthen the arms. Everything's proud. And then lower. Good. Really good job. All right, we're going to the side. And all right, you're going to come up only on one leg. I want you to just notice that one leg's pretty straight. Nice. And then I bet you guessed it. 4. Good. And get heel heavy. 5. Good. 6. So can you feel this leg working more? 7. Good. Weight it. 8. Push. 9. 10. All right, now get ready. You're going to push up and try to stand up straight. Up. Here we go. Hold. 10, 2, 3. Now you're proud. 4. Heart lift. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we'll put the right foot back down, but what we'll do is bend the left knee. Okay? So get everything situated. The first two we'll do a little slower, then you can figure out, am I in a good place? Is my form good? Do I feel tight on one side and not on the other? And then 3, which is me. Inhale, left leg's feeling a little tighter. 4, 5, 6. There is a lateral raise once you feel comfortable in the legs. 7. But your knee bend's probably the more important cue, right? 8. Good. There you go. 9. Let's go down. We got to go a land. So get ready. This leg's going to come up and be in a 90-degree inhale and exhale in one motion. Once you get there, get proud. Up chest, knee long, arms, lightning bolts out. 10. Good. 2, everything's proud. 3, everything has energy. 4, crown is lifted. 5, even taller. 6, elbows tall. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let it go. Let's grab a sip before we add on. Where's my water? Where'd I put it? Let me go get it. Here it is. And up. One of the moves we did, we're doing in multiples. So take your right foot forward, left foot back. Now inhale, dip down, and then exhale, come up, land it back softly, dip down, come up. Good. 2. You could have tightrope arms if you'd like. 3. Now see this knee, it might try to wiggle, but you're keeping it. Whoops, I had to touch. 4. 5, so this knee does bend, then it gets straight. 6, how softly can you land? 7, you may feel a little heart rate increase. 8, 9, and 10. Good job, guys. Take a breath. It's kind of like where you get homeostasis. Good. All right, now the right leg's going back. Notice your hips are level, soft, lower. It's soft too, it's not a collapse. 1. I'm going to try to touch the knee softly each time. You might go down to an angle that feels healthy for you. I'm touching the knee down, but I'm not hanging out on the knee. Don't want to rest. We can rest after class. 4. Notice how you're landing softly. 5, that's that elastic quality. 6, this knee's long. Good. Balance, isn't it? 7, and leg strength. 8, 9, and 10. You guys did great. We're going to be going down to the floor, but we're going down in a squat, meaning a malasana. But grab a sip. If this isn't for you, you can always sit on the yoga block, but hold. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hot dog. All right, let's do some swans. This is for our back. Legs long, belly down. I'm going to start with the forearm one. This is the Sphinx. And then if this is feeling okay, you can go on up. Now we're going to hold for 10. Swan. 2. So we're waking up all the muscles. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, lower down. All right, now we're going to take our hands towards the pelvis, beside it, palms face down. Lift up, inhale. And then as your arms lifting, 10 times towards the sky while your torso's up, while your legs are up. Keep it up, and then go out wide like a T, 10. Building those rear shoulders and scapular retractors, and now arms like a Y, 10. And trapezius. Now, you're going to take a child pose or push straight back into a down dog. You choose your recovery pose. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then on the 1, come back down to your pelvis. Now we take hands either on the low back resting or interlace. So you have a shoulder opener now. Lift up your back, lift up your legs. 10, 2, recover and switch hands if you were in an interlace position. Here we go. This helps prevent rounded upper back. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and good. All right, now this is a swan. You're going to start with your back lifting, no hands. When you can't lift anymore, let your hands assist you. Still use your back, breathe in. Now exhale, lower. When you don't need your hands, let go. And then lift up your legs. Lower your legs, lift up your back, let your hands assist you. And then lower. Now when you don't need your hands, let your torso muscles lower you down. Now your thighs. Lower your thighs, lift up your back, max out your back strength, and then let your hands assist you higher. Lower yourself down, and then let your back finish lowering you down, and lift up your legs. Your torso, your arms, lower. Now your legs. And then do one more, upper body and hands. Now we're gonna hold for 10. Now the breath goes in through your nose. and then lower down, and we'll either do a child's pose or from here, I like the challenge of pushing up like plank and then doing a down dog. Ooh, there it is. Integrated abs. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now inhale, and on the 1, we're going to go back down to the belly. So you can lower with your triceps. Now this is a breaststroke. This is also really good shoulder health. Go, there you are, and then go around. Yep. Good, and then 2, but you're back 2. Now, if you want a bonus, flutter kick the legs. Still lift your back up and make those arm circles as big as you have no pain. We want these really mobile shoulders. We don't want shoulder problems. We want strong, flexible shoulders. Now, you wouldn't do this when you're swimming, but you're going to reverse the circle because you can without drowning. So 10. Now still lift up your back. 2, 3, 4, 5. And you feel how your back is getting stronger. 6, we're building endurance. 7, because the arms are up. 8, so it's increasing that weight. 2 more. 9. And 10. Now, child pose here. I'm going to curl the toes under on this one. Because we did a lot of flutters, the calves were working. You were in plantar flexion, so we're stretching out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Grab a step. That was a really good block of exercises of a similar theme on your back extensors. We do a couple of plank-like blocks. So your first will be just a basic forearm plank. Let your forearms down. We'll go for a minute. Now, when you're ready, let's see, 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, so just every now and then, I do like to have a number, an objectifiable way to notice what the plank feels like, to keep that number up. You have strong thoughts, feeling good, feeling strong, feeling good, feeling strong. You have a champion mindset. All right, we're already halfway there. Feeling strong. We've got about 20 seconds left. 15 more seconds for that minute. All right, we have 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then you'll rest your pelvis and push up. We'll think of it as the presidential fitness test that we used to have in grade school for adults. Look at her go. Look at her go. Awesome. All right, now we got we're getting all excellence, aren't we? Yay. Okay, so now we're doing a side plank for 30 seconds, or if you need to do a front plank, let's say you have a shoulder injury, that's okay. Get ready, 3, 2, 1, and we're doing a 30-second hold here. If you do need to modify, you can always go to your knees, or you can do that front plank that we talked about. So you have a way to stay fit. 10, and I'll give us these little markers. This is 15 seconds. I like to stretch out the hands here. 20. Now that means 10 seconds left. You're strong. Your hips are lifted. 5. You're doing great. Take an inhale. Now on the exhale, your hip lowers, and take a moment to switch sides. And if you're like me and one side of your ulna is just a little bit more sensitive and you want to, good job, girl. Okay, I'm going to do it on an even here, 12. So in 3, 2, and 1, here we go. Okay, so each arm, I do like these tests where we get each limb its own attention. One arm or leg can often take over. Have you ever noticed you might do a task with one arm more than the other? So this sort of makes sure that we're getting strong on each. It looks like 10 seconds from here. Keep breathing, keep thinking strong thoughts. Stretching out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then lower down, and when you're ready, take a sip. Nice job. Really good job. And let's just take a couple of posture stretches here. So it's an inhale to open up the arms and stretch after those planks that were pretty static in one position. This is a stretch that helps prevent rounded shoulders and rounded upper back. Inhale, open. And you can exhale your way to the other side. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Inhale, and then open up. Now you can go to lateral flexion. One way to do this is just put your hand on the ground and stretch over, or another way is to grab your knee. Just see what feels good today. There, lengthen, 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 lengthen. You're getting pulled at a taffy machine. Breathe into that rib cage. Yep. Inhale. Now exhale, your hand could go down on the floor or cross that arm on the knee, and it's like you're lifting up and then you go over. So you're lifting up and over. Good. What does one side feel like? 5, 4, 3, 2. And so nice, you feel little angles. Inhale. And then exhale, come up, and the other posture, the way that your back likes to go to prevent rounded upper back, is extension. So this is called the rack, and it also lovingly gets your shoulders. So soften the elbows just a bit. It's so easy to get hyperextended in the arms with this stretch. Lift your heart. Now add that breath, which is a secret sauce. So breathe in through your nose. Feel the upper back, the upper chest. 5, good. 4, 3, 2. Inhale. And then exhale to let it go. Woo! Grab a sip. That was a little series of posture stretches after those. Really good. We're going to do a little bit with the hamstrings because they're so important for back care. So make sure you have enough back room behind you on your mat. So I've got enough room. We're going to take an inhale and take about 5 counts down. If you do want your foam roller, you can grab it. You don't have to, but if you want it, 3, 2. And then when you have your back on the ground, you can use your foam roller if you want or not. At first, we're going to do normal bridge, which also will include a spinal component. I'm going to take out my socks. Spinal articulation. So curl up and down. The first 2, I'm taking a little slower because your back might be tighter and you might want to get feedback. Where do I need? Maybe it's the low back. Maybe you need more focus on the low back to articulate. If you're feeling okay, just keep that focus throughout the spine and keep going up. Hips are level. All right. And exhale. So you want to feel like both feet are evenly holding your body weight, your weight. All right, 5. This is more back of your legs, hamstrings and glutes. We know that's really important to keep the low back happy and healthy. If you've been in a plane, if you've been sitting more, these are really important to keep the back healthy. We're going to keep this one up, but even if you've been doing uneven chores like gardening or pulling a wheelbarrow, or those are this is a nice exercise to get that back realigned. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now we're going to roll down. It should feel a lot more warmed up. And right ankle to left thigh. Reach your hands through. We're going to take a hip stretch before we add on more leg work. Okay. The legs are warming up, the hamstrings, the glutes. The back should feel like it's warmed up. The bridges are something you can always do if you need a backup plan for these next moves. All right, let's try the other ankle to thigh. Reach your hand through. All right, how's that feel? Notice how that hip is. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we're inhaling. And just notice how everything feels. Let's do one inner thigh stretch, bound angle, before we add on. So reach for your feet. I also like to use this opportunity to stretch the big toe away from the second toe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Now we're going to the floor or the foam roller, but I want you to notice we're going to push that foam roller away or walk our feet further away. So we now have a more obtuse knee angle. Get ready. You're going to push up and down. It won't be so much articulation as our feet are further away. So go up and down 10 times. And a trick is to make sure you're also using your muscles to lower down. You're not just slamming your hips to the ground with gravity taking over. It's your glutes, it's your hamstrings. All right, 2 more. 1 more. Now hold it up if you can for 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Lower. Now this time, if you have your foam roller, put your ankle area on it, your ankle calf area. If you don't, put your heels into the floor and you'll be fine. So come up and down, pretty long legged, but there is a softness in the knee. 2, control the way down. 3, so you feel work on the way up and the way down. Exhale, good. And we're doing 10 of these. Up, keep going. I gotta adjust something. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9. Now try to stay up for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Rest. Now the right leg comes up and just pull. It's not a point, it's a circle. So circle that ankle. The other way. Point and flex. See if that feels wonderful. Hold it in a little bit closer if your leg warmed up. And then take your other leg down. Okay, one leg's up, one leg's down. Now you can circle that ankle. We do know that ankle flexibility is really important for the low back. Go the other way. And then a point and a flex. And then hold it so you're just getting a nice stretch. Where do you need it? 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and hug it in. Now this is just going to be a hug. We're going to do a little rock here, right and left. The next exercise is more single bridge, but if you need a modification, do two-footed bridge. So on this, your feet are closer to your hips again. Now you can lift up and test the waters. If you feel good here, lift up your right leg, so only your left leg's on the floor, or the roller. Go down and up. 1, keep an active right leg. 4, 5, try to curl. 6, go all the way down. 7, there is a tendency to forget the floor on this, but you want to go all the way down and all the way up. All right, now we're going to take 10. The main thing is your hips are even. You don't want to increase any asymmetries, so try to keep them even, and that's why it's okay to do a two-footed bridge if you need. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, now we're going to take the feet again on the floor or the roller, go up. Now we want to do a leg pull. This is also for the nerves, but I want you to think about pulling, pointing, spreading the toes, pointing, and reaching. You're pumping lymph nodes too, in your inguinal crease. 5, 6, good, breathe in. 7, 8, 9, 10, and then that foot comes down. Now your left leg's coming up. If you need to realign, go ahead. All right, so you're gonna really pull the toes, spread apart, and then point them. Spread apart the toes, point, stretch. Stretch the arch. Keep the hips level. In. Good. Can you separate the toes from each other on that dorsiflex? And let me do one more for 10. And then let your feet on the roller or the floor and come down. Happy baby. So reach your hands up, and if you can grab your toes, great. If not, just grab your thighs or your ankles and just stretch. Good. Add a rock if you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, breathe in. Now we're going to use those hands behind the thighs and come on up. So that was good. Most of those were somewhat bent leg hamstrings. You're going to grab a sip. Terrific job. And this is some long-legged hamstrings. So get your foam roller out of the way. Belly down. And what this also requires is some flexibility in the front of your hips, or it will encourage it. Your arms can be a pillow so that you're comfortable here on your cheek or your forehead. All by itself, lift up one leg and then the other. So you're doing a long-legged hip extension. Try to keep your hips level while you lengthen and lift. Feel length in the front of your hip and feel strength in the back of your hip. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now, that was good. We're going to windshield wipe for a moment. And the next ones we're going to do are a horizontal adduction. This is inner thigh and hamstring glutes. So lengthening your legs, lift up your legs off the floor. Tap the feet together about 20 times. And then flutter them about 20 times. Now, when you're ready, push back, child pose, or any kind of variation thereof. So I'm going to do a toe pull under child pose and then bend the elbows. So 2 variations. 5. And then grab a sip of water. Good job. Great job. All right, this is a little frontal plane. So these are the way we work our abs in different planes. So this is frontal. When you lie down, you can take an arm underneath your ear. So in life, we don't do this too much, right, unless you're doing a lateral sport. Both legs come up, and you can also focus right in here. So you're telling your abs to work. The hips are also necessarily working, inner thigh, outer thigh. Neck should not feel tense or contracted, or the jaw as well. It's soft, so relaxing. Try 10 more here. Pull the belly in to help right before you go up. Try to give yourself a half an inch higher than your mind wants to go. The mind is good at protecting for survival mechanisms, and our spirit says, I want more, and 2, I want to strive. Now hold this up. So what we're doing is adding some hips. So point on this set. Flex on this set. Same top leg though. Keep the bottom leg off the floor. Now keep your top leg up pointed and take the bottom leg up to it. Point. And try to control it down. I know it's easy to just slam it up and forget about the down. Flex for 10 on the second set. Keep these active. Good. Nice. Those all help with balance. That's really good. We're going to go to the other side. Now I'm going to move my mic, but I'll meet you over there. So the first one is double leg lift, but you want your belly to pull in. So a lot of times I'll put my hand here to remind me, pull in. It's proprioception, but I'm not tense here or jaw. Go up a half an inch higher than you think. All right, now on this one, you're going to go up. So pointed. Yeah, bottom leg's up. Good job. We flex for a set of 10. Keeping that bottom leg off the floor. Feel this waist. We point again and let the bottom leg do the inner thigh lift. And then I'm even guilty. Try to work both the up and the down. Feel your abs. Flex and do the same bottom leg. All right. Take a moment to lie on your back. And take the hands to the inner feet or ankles or toes and do an inner thigh stretch, bound angle. Yeah, rock is good. 5, 4. And then open up like a big fat V. We want to get those long ones because we did work those. Okay, you can even pull the toes back if you want. If that feels like it's nerve pain, then don't pull the toes back. Otherwise, 10. Good. Inhale. And then on your exhale, let your hands help pull you up. Good. Take a sip before we do our next frontal plane. And this one's going to be on the shins. So we're going to do series of 8s. That way our brain doesn't get complacent and always do 10 of everything. So if you want a little pad, you can put one under your knee. I've just got these aloe socks. So we're going to do 8. And you're regulating how low do you go, but do pretend you're on a wall. Another trick is to make the lever harder or easier. Good, that was harder. And then 8 rotation. So I'm turning towards the leg that's stretched out, dipping down the same and turning towards the legs. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, if you want a bonus, take 8 little pulses in a painful range of motion. I should say challenging. 4, 5, 6, 7. Now come up, up, up. This is best part. Rotate down 2. Rotate up. Breathe in. Feels so good. And then we're going to switch sides. So the shin is down, the other leg's out. Make sure your bones are comfortable. All right, the 8, pure lateral flexion. Good. Arms long makes it harder. Arms low makes it easier. Frame your face evenly with both arms. 6. So you're not leading with the arms. 7. And then we're going to add rotation. So you rotate towards the thigh that's long. Rotate, come back like your back's against a wall. Long arms, but no tension in the jaw or the neck. Your abs are doing it. 6, 7. And that third set we added on was a pulse in a challenging range of motion. 8, 7, 6, pull the waist in. 5, 4, 3, and then you're going to come up and over. Oh, breathe. We're going to do a couple more of these side stretches. So what you could do is put your hand down and your foot back. 5. Yeah. 4, 3. You could stay here or add my favorite Mudrasana. There you go. And lift up. 5, 4, 3, yep, 2. I know we're going to come down gracefully. Go to the other side. Let's do both stretches. So breathe in, and I'm holding my hand on the floor, but you could also do a knuckle and upper back. That foot is behind your body because you can open up the hip a little better that way. Breathe. And then you could take Mudrasana, which is like a side plank with the top foot pushing. All right, lift up. 10, 2, lift your hip, 3, hip higher, 4, you got it, 5, 6, 7, your back foot is pushing like bridge. Inhale, lower down. All right, we're taking a few sips. Good job. Nice job. We're going to do a little bit with that balance. Okay, so we're shooting for 8 to 12 ounces in our class. Lift up your feet. If you would like more, extend your knees a little. If you want more, hold them out and hold 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then let your feet together and fall forward. Just take a little inner thigh stretch, bound angle. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Second balance we're doing is that the hands and knees come down, and the right arm and the left leg are going to go out for level 1, keeping your back flat or neutral, and then left arm, right leg. Now level 2, lift up the shins and the toes, all 10 toes are off the ground, and reach, and then return, and reach, and return. Reach, and return, reach, and return. One more each. Good. And then the third level is right arm, left leg, no toes. Pull the elbow to knee and stretch out 5 times on one side. Curl your back to make it harder. And then the other hand and knee. Oop, and 5, stretch. 4, round. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Grab a sip. So those were 3 different balances. And you know, we did a little earlier standing, but those are 3 balances you can do on the floor. So we do like to challenge the way we balance, static, dynamic, and different planes. We're going to touch on some plank variations now. So regular forearm down, toes back. Now this time, you're going to do a little hip lift up like dolphin, and then bring your hips back down. We're going to do 6 of these. Go up, shift, down, 5. Lift, stretch your calves, plank, 4, 3, 2. And then on the 1, you can let your pelvis down and either be in a sphinx to stretch out the abs or a swan. Now come down to your side plank. This is also in the frontal plane genre, so we mix it up, frontal plane and plank. That's why you could do those double side leg lifts if your shoulder were bothering you. Take your arm up and thread the needle 6 times. Stretch your arm back and get a shoulder stretch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now inhale. And exhale, lower, and we're doing 6 on this side. We're adding a shoulder stretch. So when you're up, you can go beyond your midline. So there's that chest shoulder, and then rotate and stretch it out behind you. Good. And 2, stretch it out behind you. 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. Now we go back to a front plank. In this one, we're just going to shift forward and back. 8 pushes forward and back. In a reformer, it's called long stretch. So the tendency is the same. The theme is push forward, push back. 1, 2, 3. If you have any plantar fasciitis, you can do this with a foam roller under your shins and it won't bother it. 2. Stretch out in a sphinx or a swan. We're stretching out the abs that we just contracted. And then we're going to side plank where we'll paint a rainbow or paint the sky 6 times. So on your elbow, you'll lift up your arm. And actually, I'm going to start with my hand here. And then go painting up and over. And push your hip up. 2. This is a good shoulder movement, so there's no weight in it. So if you had shoulder issues, this is a good place to start for the top arm, that is. 6. Okay, now, do you feel that stretch? I was feeling good in that lat. Other side, 6 of those. Hand on the thigh and go up. So stretch 1 and then hip goes up. 2 with your arm. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, hot dog. We have one more round of planks. So go back to your front plank and we're going to do an isometric hold. Just squeeze everything together. So forearm plank. It won't really look different on the outside. Okay, pull your elbows towards your toes and your toes towards your elbows. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then come out. Okay, on this one, possibly 5 side leg abductions. And if you need to just hold a plank, do that or do something else. But basically, when you go up, you're going to lift your top leg 5 times if you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, recover. Good. See, the other side, we're doing 5. You're doing great. Here we go. And once you're up, you could stay or do 5. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, take a break. Grab a sip. I want to sneak in 10 push-ups and 10 triceps because it's a unit or block on the arms, and that's what most women need more help on. We were born with 30% fewer muscle fibers, so and the world's automated. So than a male, I mean. So 10 push-ups, and you can do them any way you want, and it could be standing, it could be floor. But feel how your abs are integrated. And recover. And then we're going to do 10 of the tricep dips. But if that's a problem behind you, you could get on a chair and lower your booty, or you could do push-ups again. So I'm actually going to do a little bit more because I want to show a modification. So the first one is you bend your elbows and you push. I mean, a challenge. The second one is you take your left leg out for 5. And then you put your other leg out for 5. Awesome. Nice. So now I want to do a shoulder stretch. That was good. So good blocks today. This is a posture stretch. And it's like it's called your cow face. So if you can, your fingers are touching. And then try your other one. Betty and Shireen, do you feel any difference on these? To me, if I don't do these, they are tighter quickly. This is like one of my quickly diminishing skill sets. So if I travel, I say, okay, I got to do this one or I'll lose it. But this one's one of my quick ones to lose. So namaste. That's why I do it so frequently during class. I feel good if I'm doing them, and then, man, if I don't. And that's a good prayer pose front is just fine, Michelle, if that's better for your arms. Now, palms are together. I'm going to turn so you can see me. I'm trying to get the palms close together and the knuckles touching. I'm gonna, I know everyone has a Dynaband. I'm gonna do another shoulder stretch with a tool. So grab your Dynaband or your elastic tubing, and we're gonna do it. It's gonna feel great. Go up and back. Good. I'm gonna go ahead and sit down because it's easier for me, but just sit wherever you want. Up and back. Okay, this should feel amazing. If you don't have enough tension, grab more. Here we go. Inhale up, try to keep the elbows long, and exhale. And notice you're not compensating by wiggling your body in and out. The elbows are long. That's why you can do these well with a band, because the band will give a little bit if you have too tight of a tension. Keep your head back. We want to help prevent forward head. We don't want to add to it, so our ear is in line with the shoulder. Now we're going to find one of those places to stretch that's about like a Y. We have 3 pec attachments, and this will get one of them. Now lower it a little bit, go to a T, breathe in, and then lower it a little bit. Inhale through your nose and out your nose, and then let that go. See if your arms feel better already. Isn't that nice? And then let's do a big fat stretch down on the floor, spinal twist. Keep your yoga block or your foam roller nearby though. We're gonna do legs up with it later. So take one leg long, take one knee over, arm out, breathe in. Inhale. And then exhale, go to the other side. Here we go, knee down twist. All right, hold 10, and then relaxing. And I think you all have your prop nearby and your band. So you can take one leg up into the air and one leg down like a psoas stretch. So even if you don't have a prop, this is a great stretch. But if you have it, it does the decompression of the spine and that psoas, which I know we all need. And cross the midline. Each way. Yeah, so good. And then try the other one. Leg up. And now that summer's here, I'll just mention these bands, they break down easier when you have sweat on them or oils or lotion. So you want to make sure you keep them in a dry place, or you dry them after, or you could put some type of a powder on them every now and then just to try to keep their life. They'll break down, they're a polymer. And you know, just check them every now and then to make sure they're having cracks. I see that one of mine is starting to get a crack, so take it across. You're finding different areas out. And then do a bilateral psoas stretch just for about 5 counts. So you may have to move that down and just let your hips open. 5. Let your low back decompress. 4. And then we're going to put the feet on the air for about 5 breaths, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your nose. Slowly let the band out, or the roller out, and then just take a moment. We see how everybody's feeling. Ooh. We'll take a slow inhale up and just send a mantra or a feeling of wellness to your body, of fitness. I am strong. I am an athlete. I am healthy. Breathe in. I am fit. I am strong. I am an athlete. I am healthy. I am wellness. Bring it in. And then bring in that sentiment of I am. My thoughts are that we are more powerful when we have an I am statement about ourselves than the task or the goals that we're trying to achieve per day. It's much easier if you already know that you are that thing, and then you just do those things that align with your image. So I am going to stay connected to this feeling of I am an athlete, I am strong, I am fit, I am healthy. This is just what I do. Wellness is just what I am, with so much appreciation.